Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am B Weather's Chief Weather Forecaster, Bobby Koenig, along with my friend.
Jack Sillen from NESU, New England Storm Updates.
And we're coming on, we're posting a video this evening following the track of this winter storm. Did you happen to get the name of the Weather Channel assigned for it?
I believe the Weather Channel assigned it Electra, although I do not support the naming of winter storms, so I will refer to it as Nor'easter.
Yeah. Um, yeah, no, I think that's pretty sim. Uh, I think that I think that that's pretty bad that they're actually naming them now. You
Seems to
watch.
draw a comparison to hurricanes.
Next, they'll be naming Hailstorm, Claudia, and Shower,
Alright,
Toby.
about the 3-day
Yeah,
forecast here.
let's go to the 3 day forecast. That would make sense. So we'll be seeing the snow in throughout intensity till about noontime tomorrow, around 24 to 28, with some mixing along the mid coast, 8 to 11 tomorrow night. It'll be windy on Monday, highs in the upper teens, lows from 5 below to the goose egg 0. And on Tuesday, there will be some scattered snow showers throughout the region, highs in the lower 20s and lows in the between 10 and 15. So, taking a look at some historical data, I messed up on this slide. The normal high would usually be around 38. High today was 14. Far cry from our normal. Normal low is 21, and we're only going to get down to about 12 tonight. So, yeah, not. Oh, I forgot that does that with each other. Record high 57, set back in 1881. Record low 9 below, set back in 1893. So, headlines.
So, a couple things to mention about this storm. It is qualified as a nor'easter, low pressure moving offshore with winds prevailing out of the northeast. It will bring snow across most of the region. Sleet may mix in briefly along the coast. Time frame from that is going to be about mid-morning or so. Cool down comes in on northwesterly winds after the storm, and winds during the storm will be gusting between 40 and 45 miles per hour, especially along the coast, so blizzard conditions are briefly possible, though we will likely not sustain the blizzard criteria for the necessary 3 hours for the event to be deemed a blizzard.
Okay, so now taking a look at the current watches and warnings, we actually do have two warnings, so we have two maps. Winter storm warning in effect for all of the viewing area, including New Hampshire. That is in effect right now and will last until about noontime on Sunday. A couple of notes that does mean that it will be winter storm conditions, high winds. Luckily, no blizzard conditions for, like Jack said, the criteria doesn't meet the 3 hour mark. So that's the good thing. It's just a winter storm, not a blizzard.
I will just mention, though, do not take that lightly. Winter storm will still cause very dangerous conditions along the roadways, especially in the morning time hours on
Yeah,
Sunday.
driving tomorrow will definitely be a hassle. Make sure if you are going somewhere to take it slow and try not to be out on the roads. That's basically my message. Jack, go on ahead.
So, for the coastal flood headlines, we have a coastal flood warning in effect around high tide from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. for coastal York County, and a coastal flood advisory for the same time frame for coastal Cumberland. This is a result of very strong east or northeast winds that will be pushing about 2 feet of water into the bays, and with seas 12 to 16 feet, especially offshore, coastal flooding could most certainly become an issue along these areas. Although no major problems are expected, minor splashover and some beach erosion is likely.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this now. I apologize for the quality of Jack's voice. We are not in the same place right now. He's in Yarmouth. I am in Gray. So we are doing this over a video chatting software. So if he like cuts out at any time, again, I apologize for that. It's the best that we can do right now. Jack?
Alright, heading over to the Doppler radar now. You can see that light snow has overspread most of Cumberland County, as well as Oxford County, moving into Somerset County, although very dry conditions is likely to limit the effects of that snow. Zooming in now over Portland, you can see a couple of heavy batches of snow moving onshore near Cape Elizabeth. This is due to ocean effect enhancement. It's the same thing as lake effect, just off the ocean. Temperatures are sitting around 45 degrees. That's going to be the reason for any mixing, is those nice warm waters. Definitely not going to help our cause in terms of snow amounts.
Okay, so I'm actually right now going to switch over to the live Doppler. There we go. Alright, live Doppler. As you can see, yeah, it's really doing a horrible job at this storm right now.
As you can see, the white outlined area is areas the radar is reporting snow, while these blue shades down here south of Portland indicate heavier bands of snow.
Yeah, so
Could we switch to the composite, please?
Yeah, that would, yeah. Actually, I actually just want to turn the radar off for a second, and so now, of course, take a look at some of these temperatures, like off the coast, we got 20, 18, 16, and then as you head farther inland, like I'm just going to move up here, like you got
Why don't we
3.
take a look at the temperature to the southwest of Eastport? Station reporting 2 degrees, I believe, while just off the shore it's 18. It's going to show you the power of the coastal front on an event like this, and this is much more evident down with our friends in New Jersey, where a temperature spread of about 50 degrees is occurring over that area right now.
Okay, I just zoomed out, and I'm actually going to zoom into New Jersey right now. So here's New Jersey, and as you can see with this, with our live Doppler, it shows the storm chasers who are out there braving the storm, and we got a couple with some live video. So to the left of your screen, actually, I'll center it. Okay, so we go down here to the, I just clicked on it, 47 in Cape May Point. If anyone's from New Jersey and you live down there.
Far southern New Jersey.
Yeah, far southern New Jersey, and then I need to find right up here in, I'd say just to the north of Sparta, I'm going to say, in Sussex. It is 14 degrees and snowing. So, Jack, did you want me to turn on the radar composite?
Yes, please. Move the center back to here in Maine.
Working on it.
As what's going on out my window right now, we have about last I checked, maybe 10 minutes ago, it was lightly snowing with a coating on the ground. Apologies
Okay,
that
here's your
not out there right now, but as you can see with the composite, it highlights a little bit better. The snow is moving up into affecting areas near Bath, Wiscasset, Camden. You'll be in it in about 15 or 20 minutes. And as you can see, back down here into New York, we have that heavy snow that will be heading northeast and affecting the region into tonight and tomorrow morning. Now, all this snow is associated with an area of low pressure back near Ohio. You can kind of see the comma-shaped orientation to the precipitation back there. Now this low is weakening, and a new low, not visible quite yet on radar, is taking shape off of North Carolina. This is what's going to bring the heavy snow to the region tonight into tomorrow, and the exact track of that low is going to determine exactly how much snow we get. One interesting note, it was modeled that this storm would develop off the Delmarva Peninsula, so that's up in Maryland, eastern Maryland and Delaware. However, this is not the case. It's developing off of North Carolina. So as a result of that, we might see a track slightly to the southeast, which could result in less mixing along the coast, and maybe a slight decrease in total amounts as the majority of the liquid precipitation falls offshore. However, I will wait until models that come out later tonight at about 11, as the 0Z data. I will wait until that comes in to make any final determinations as to if this shift is actually occurring, or if that's just a little bump in the notoriously unreliable 18Z model suit.
Alright, so I just want to cut in and mention this. While you were talking, Jack, I went over and I took a look outside, and not snowing here in Gray yet. Can you put a timeline on this? Like, do you think maybe you can put a timeline on when we
Yeah.
get...
Why don't we zoom into the main area?
I'm going to zoom in here into southern Maine.
So what my friend Bobby is experiencing is the fact that although radar echoes show snow moving into his area, there's a very dry polar air mass that's settled over the region. So that's been acting to erode the shield of precipitation. It made a push this morning to the northeast that ended about Lowell. Then it made another push, it ended at Portsmouth. Another push ended at Biddeford. And now this push is just getting up into... it actually made another push about an hour ago that made it to Portland. And this new push is making it all the way into Lewiston and still holding strong. However, you can see that the precipitation is starting to erode north of Portland, as well as areas near where Bobby is. In Gray, it's too light to reach the ground, so it's evaporating before it can cause any impacts.
It doesn't even look like it's snowing here in Gray. According to this radar, it doesn't show that it's snowing. I just turned it on so it'll play through the loop, which might take a second. And what I'm experiencing right now is snow anxiety.
Yeah. I feel like a kid on Christmas morning. I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve.
It's snowing down where Jack is, and it's not snowing here. I'm not very happy.
Haha.
But yeah, as you can see how this is pushing to the north and northeast, I should say, and how, yeah, it's just like drying up as it gets into the gray area. I mean, you can see that.
All across the northeast, in fact, the precipitation is weakening as there's a transfer of energy from the main precipitation driver at this time, the primary low over the Ohio Valley, into this new secondary low that is just developing off the North Carolina coast, or such as being indicated. Now, why don't we head over to our next slide? I believe that's snowfall amounts. Let's take a look at those.
Yep. Let's see, this is acting up for me earlier. There we go. Okay, there we go. Doppler radar. Okay. Predictive snowfall. There we go.
So here we have my snowfall prediction. This was made in accordance with the 12Z model suit that came out midday today. And widespread amounts of upwards of a foot over down east Maine into south central Maine, and sneaking into New Hampshire. 10 to 14 across far coastal areas, or immediate coastal areas, down east, mid-coast, coastal York County, and seacoast of New Hampshire, back into interior areas where there's not as much precipitation. 8 to 12 covers most of interior Maine and New Hampshire, extending back into Massachusetts, far northwestern parts of Connecticut, and a good chunk of New York. 4 to 8 covers the rest of the mountains of Maine, cities like Boston, Hartford, Albany, those areas. Down by Providence, New York
Well, I
City,
actually
3 to
think
6.
I'm sorry, I'm cutting in here, but Albany is like I think if I'm right, I believe I am. Albany is up farther north, so I think they're in the 8 to 12 range
Uh,
just by looking at this map.
yeah, I think they're probably pretty close, right on the cusp there. Though this map will definitely be updated in accordance with latest forecast trends, the placement of the coastal low, and of course the zero Z model suit, I should say. Areas like the Cape, you're mostly rain. Coastal Rhode Island, although I might need to extend that 3 to 6 into coastal Rhode Island as cold air is holding tough over the region. But rain for you guys on the Cape, even though it might not be raining now. Warm air is swiftly approaching the region. Uh, and that'll bring us to our next slide.
Alright, so your forecast for tonight, we're looking at snow, heavy at times, looking down to about 12 to 20 degrees, all depending on where you are in New England. For tomorrow, we'll see that heavy snow mix along the coast. Another thing to mention is the winds. They're going to be gusting at times between 35 and 40 miles an hour, setting winds at about 20 to 25. Highs 20s to right around 30. Jack?
Yeah, so here we have your hour by hour. 9 a.m. we have the heavy snow. 12 p.m. we have some snow. It's weakening as the main area shifts off to the east. 10:30 over there, heavy snow. 1:30 we have that snow lightening up. Uh, I would mention that between 10:30 and 12, that's when you're going to experience that mixing potentially along the coast. And by 3, dry slot works in, and I do not think actually we will see the sun. I think
Well,
that,
that's mostly cloudy icon.
yeah, I think it'll be
Yeah.
pretty overcast. You'll be looking for the sun tomorrow, Monday, with gusty northwest winds.
And I also want to mention this right below the, like right next to the 19 at 9 a.m., you have a little 4. Those are real field temperatures, which is what it's going to feel like with the wind out there. So basically between 4 and 5 degrees throughout the day.
Very chilly on the strong northeasterly winds. Tomorrow night we'll be clearing out. Temp lows in the single digits, north to teens in southern New England. Light northwest winds. So the 6-day forecast, we have heavy snow Sunday, highs in the 20s, lows in the teens. Mostly sunny, partly cloudy Monday. Gusty northwest winds, highs in the teens and 20s, lows 3 below along the main coast. We're looking at 10 below up in inland Maine, and single digits in southern New England. Tuesday, Clipper system and weak coastal low brings us a little bit of light snow. Wednesday, we have that clearing skies, mostly sunny. Maybe have some winds acting up out of the northwest, 20s and teens. Thursday, same setup as Wednesday. And Friday, you'll be looking for a chance for a rain or snow shower as our next system approaches from the west.
And for your inland forecast, again, snow will continue to persist throughout the night into tomorrow, letting up at around 3 o'clock ish. Highs in the lower 20s, lows in the upper teens, or not teens, upper single digits, lower teens. Tomorrow, like Jack said, we'll have that northwest wind, which will really bring in the cold. Highs in the upper teens, lower 20s, lows from I'd say about 10 below to 15 above. All depends on where you are in New England. Wednesday, 20s um, under mostly cloudy. No, it's mostly partly sunny skies. Oh yeah. Um, lows in the lows in the teens, and Thursday. Yeah, I'm not thinking here. Yeah, that's not going to go back. Yeah, that figures. Thursday we will see the same setup as Wednesday. Highs in the 20s, lows in the teens. Friday, highs in the 30s, lows in the 20s, with that chance of that scattered snow shower. And now this is just going to be AC technology. You gotta love it, Jack.
Yeah, we have a plethora of technological problems, but as is the world these days, here's
Okay,
our
there we go.
extended outlook.
Here we go. Saturday, we're looking at low 30s for highs, low teens at night under cloudy skies. Sunday, low 20s, upper teens for lows with that snow. And on Monday, lower 20s for highs, upper single digits
I would like
for
I would
lows.
like to point out Sunday. I do not. This is going to be for next Sunday, so a week from tomorrow. I do not expect the main precipitation type to be snow. I expect the main precipitation type to be rain due to the fact that the current projected track of that low pressure system is to the west, which puts us on the warm eastern side of the low. But
Yeah, I
we will
have to agree
continue
with.
to monitor that as any change in the forecast would bring snow to the area.
All right, thank you for joining us this evening, and I'm Bobby Koenig.
And I'm Jack Sillen with NESU, and have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Take it easy out there tomorrow, and we'll have a great night.
Thanks.